Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Katie threatens to rat Daphne out after Hope has a change of heart. According to Wednesday, April 30th spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Katie Logan is threatening to betray Daphne Rose, while Hope Logan will have a shocking change of heart. Hope is going to talk to her mother about Ridge Forrester and the future at Brooke Logan's house. Hope was essentially making fun of Brooke for pursuing Ridge and making another effort at a reunion not too long ago. Since Ridge has been disparaging Hope lately, it's understandable why she has been so ready to criticize him for rushing to Taylor Hayes. Hope will, however, choose to express her support for Brooke and Ridge's reconciliation because her mother desires it. In the end, Hope will wish for Brooke to find the happiness she seeks, even if it means being with Ridge. They will have a lovely mother-daughter moment because Brooke will be moved by Hope's readiness to put aside her Ridge problems and support her. Now that Eric Forrester has been encouraging Ridge to follow his heart back to Brooke, he will have a lot to think about. While a part of Ridge might be tempted to do so, another part of him will keep returning to his wish to spare Taylor from suffering further. Eventually, Brooke and Ridge will cross paths at work, and Brooke will make another prediction regarding their future together. The only question is whether Ridge will give in to what Brooke believes they both desire, but B and B spoilers suggest that Brooke may experience some disappointment in the future. Now that she is aware of the scheme to separate Hope and Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, Katie will continue her difficult conversation with Daphne in the interim. Although Daphne is keen to conceal the information regarding her plot with Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes would, Katie might threaten to reveal all and allow Carter to see the true Daphne. Ridge divided, Daphne's decline, and Katie's claws. Here are Wednesday, April 30th, 2025's Bold and the Beautiful. Fans can anticipate Katie Logan's claws out as she confronts Daphne Rose in the upcoming episode. Ridge Forrester, meantime, feels conflicted after hearing Eric Forrester's remarks. Let's discuss what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera as you continue reading. The claws of Katie Logan. First up is Katie, who witnessed the exchange between Daphne and Zen Forrester Dominguez, Delon de Metz. Zen started by inquiring as to Daphne's true sentiments for Carter Walton. Thereafter, Katie found out that Daphne had visited Forrester Creations as part of a plot that the Knows wanted to remain a secret. Katie described her enticing potion to Daphne and confronted her. A potion that Carter and everyone else cannot resist. The decline of Daphne Rose. Daphne will be exposed for this potion business in addition to being Steffi Forrester Finnegan's plant. For months, fans have been wondering how a scented scarf or perfume could make everyone fall in love with Daphne. In soap fan forums, a drug or poison was once proposed. Daphne's small secrets appear to be on the verge of being revealed. Her relationship with Steffi may result in negative press and even a legal nightmare. Lawsuits could result because Daphne sprayed that perfume on a number of people at the fashion presentation. Divided Ridge Forrester. According to tomorrow's teasers on The Bold and the Beautiful, Ridge informed Eric that he was devoted to Taylor Hayes. Even though he adores Taylor, Eric still feels that Brooke Logan is the right fit for his son. Ridge wasn't really pleased with his father's runway antics. Ridge was denying what was directly in front of him, Eric continued. 2025, Wednesday, April 30th. It is hinted that Ridge will be conflicted by Eric's remarks and the showstopper's recollection. As soon as Taylor entered the room, fans noticed that Ridge was glowing and thinking about Brooke. Ridge covered for Taylor, who felt it was about the success of the fashion show. But it appears that Ridge will have to make yet another difficult choice, and once more, heartbreak is unavoidable. Additionally, there may be additional sequences involving Electra Forrester and Will Spencer. In addition, what will happen to Liam Spencer now that his brain tumor cannot be removed? Brooke is forced to make a choice by Hope. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope is prepared to issue an ultimatum to her mother Brooke. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope makes Brooke make a decision. She is so fed up with Brooke consistently picking Ridge over everyone else. Even after Ridge treated Hope badly and called her derogatory comments that no woman should hear, Brooke is still swooning over him as if he were the only man left in the world. For Hope, therefore, enough is enough. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, she plans to take matters into her own hands and inform her mother that she must make a decision. Ridge or Brooke's family will be her choice. Additionally, Hope would forbid her from ever seeing her granddaughter Beth again if she chooses Ridge. In times of crisis, drastic measures are necessary. The internet undoubtedly had a lot to say about the issue, as our readers can guess. To break the cycle because Hope ended up going for the same kind of man, others have even said. Brooke was urging Hope to go begging after Liam like she is currently shamelessly begging after Ridge, while Liam was chasing Steffi around town like a stray dog shivering after her. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, what will happen to Hope Logan next? I don't know that I would go to the extreme of removing my mother from my life, another follower commented. Without a doubt, I would get my own place and leave my mother's property. I might let her know that my new home does not accept her fate. If Ridge truly cared about people, he would get in touch with Hope directly and try to rebuild their friendship. There should be no involvement from Brooke. What boggles my mind is how Rick, her eldest son and firstborn, hates Ridge, and has categorically stated so numerous times, and now we don't see him at all, was another comment. Only Bridge's sisters and Eric are hoping for a reconciliation. Nobody else. That ought to say something. Fans of B&B, however, will just have to watch every day to see what happens next. On weekdays, the CBS network broadcasts The Bold and the Beautiful. Look up the timings in your local listings. Life or death romance, confrontation, and danger are all part of the May sweeps for The Bold and Beautiful. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, May sweeps is prepared to add excitement and shivers to the CBS soap opera set in Los Angeles, and we have all the information you need right here. As another thrilling sweeps period begins, read on to find out who is doing what and where. The excitement begins with the May sweeps in 2025. Anticipate the drama to ramp up as word spreads that Liam Spencer has been sentenced to death. Liam is questioned by Hope Logan about his new living situation at the beach mansion of Steffi Forrester and John Finnegan. She doesn't understand this, but then again, she doesn't know about his medical condition. Shin is determined to take care of Liam while being fully aware of it. Living with Shin causes concerns, even if he doesn't want anybody to know about his inoperable brain mass. Will Liam discuss his brain mass with Hope? Bill Spencer, Liam's influential father, might be able to assist if he knew the secret. However, considering his IQ, Liam blames his father for his condition, which is approximately normal. In another scene, Brooke Logan is once more unsure about her career goals. She is unsure of what to do after being rejected by Ridge Forrester once more. Sad, really sad. It makes sense why Hope is the way she is. Basically, unless she finds another partner, Brooke will have to choose how to live her best single life. Luna isn't doing anything good. Grandma Sheila Sharp is willing to assist Luna Nozawa in her constant attempts to score with Will Spencer, Crew Morrow. In order to achieve their goals, will these two hurt Electra Forrester? At last, Katie Logan learns how and why Daphne Rose traveled to Los Angeles. She becomes enraged when she hears Daphne and Zend Forrester Dominguez discussing the scheme Steffi came up with to split up Cope. The beautiful and brave May sweeps brings risks, romance, and life-or-death situations. Katie reveals the information. Daphne was a plant who was accused of infecting Carter Walton's mind, as Katie learns. Steffi's plan was accomplished by Daphne and her perfume, but they didn't want anyone to know what they were doing. After that, Daphne fell deeply in love with Carter and is staying to win him over. However, if Katie has anything to say about it, this will not occur. When Katie tells Carter the truth, how will he react? He may tell Daphne to go hiking as he still hasn't moved on from Hope. If so, Daphne might take her broom and fly back to Paris, ending her time in Los Angeles. However, Daphne may have influenced Carter more than he admits and chooses to test the viability of a relationship. All things considered, May Sweeps is set to rock your television screen with all the feels as your beloved characters face heartbreaking realities and brand new loves. The most recent drama surrounding Steffi Forrester and Daphne's explosive secret is set to explode, especially because Katie Logan now has the key to their deception. The Bold and the Beautiful is never short of scandal. A startling encounter between Daphne and Carter Walton that could rock the Forrester family is discovered by Zend Forrester Dominguez, who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. When she and Daphne decided to keep their secret hidden, Steffi, who was usually the best strategist, thought she had everything under control. However, secrets in Los Angeles tend to come to light at the worst possible times, and Katie Logan, who is generally a kind person, is not one to keep quiet when she learns something that can affect the people she cares about. As the Logan family's moral compass, Katie has always been fiercely protective of her sister Brooke and genuinely concerned about the welfare of everyone around her. She won't think twice about revealing Steffi and Daphne's secret, no matter the repercussions, if she thinks it could harm someone she loves, especially Hope or Thomas. It's possible that the long-simmering tension between Katie and Steffi will finally explode into a full-fledged conflict. In the meantime, the drama that is developing is further complicated by Zend's unintentional discovery of Daphne and Carter in a precarious situation. Having always been a devoted member of the Forrester family, Zend is now caught between speaking out about what he witnessed and remaining silent. Carter may have just landed himself in another scandal, one that could threaten his hard-earned reputation and position at Forrester Creations. Carter has had his share of love entanglements within the Forrester and Spencer circles. Zend's decision to speak up can set off a chain reaction that reveals Daphne's actual motivations and compels Steffi to give up. Daphne is rapidly establishing herself as a wild card, despite originally appearing to be just another pawn in Steffi's strategy. Her relationship with Carter raises the possibility that she has personal goals that differ from Steffi's. Steffi might be outwitted and exposed to the consequences if Daphne is playing both sides. And since Katie is already skeptical, the truth will eventually be revealed. Now, who will be the first to break? Will Katie's sense of justice force her to come clean before Steffi can undo the harm? Or will Carter and Daphne be forced to come clean by Zend's bombshell revelation, exposing Steffi's well-planned plots? There is little doubt that this secret won't remain a secret for long, and when it does, the consequences will alter people's lives forever. One of the most exciting plotlines in The Bold and the Beautiful's history is about to unfold as alliances change and treachery is exposed. Steffi and Daphne's secret is on borrowed time since Zend saw a moment that might ruin reputations and Katie possesses deadly knowledge. And nobody is really safe in a society where loyalty is continuously put to the test and trust is brittle. The startling discovery of Daphne and Carter Walton in a precarious situation by Zend Forrester Dominguez. Fans are ablaze with questions due to the expression on his face, which combines astonishment, curiosity, and simmering tension. What precisely is Zend thinking about after seeing this moment of scandal? Is he just stunned, or is there more going on here? Could this chance meeting start a domino effect that changes the dynamics of relationships at Forrester Creations? As the sensible, level-headed Forrester, Zend has always been a figure who acts with a certain amount of discretion. However, this most recent event might force him to venture into unexplored terrain. His response at that brief moment was telling. Instead of instantaneous rage or condemnation, there was calculating curiosity. Did he perceive something suspicious in Daphne and Carter's interaction, or was he just taken by surprise? Zend may be questioning whether this is just another brief affair or something more serious given Carter's history of complex love relationships, from his time with Quinn to his almost marriage to Katie. Then there's Daphne, a recent arrival with dubious intentions. Is this part of a bigger plan connected to Steffi's machinations, or is she truly interested in Carter? Zend isn't the kind to overlook something like this without doing more research, that much is clear. He is astute, perceptive, and intensely protective of his family. He won't remain silent for long if he thinks Carter is being played, or worse, if he thinks this affair might hurt the Forresters in any way. However, will he speak with Carter directly or will he confide in someone else, such as Ridge or Steffi? Given Steffi's recent tendencies towards secrecy, Zend may begin to make connections that cause him to suspect her complicity. Could Zend take on a more significant role in the continuing power struggles at Forrester Creations at this point? The issue of Zend's personal love desires comes next. Although he has always had a good relationship with Luna, would seeing Daphne and Carter cause him to experience something different? A chaotic love triangle could result from Zen's own complex feelings for Daphne, according to some fans' speculations. Or would he start to doubt his own relationship because he's losing out on something more passionate as a result of this moment? The program has a history of transforming random meetings into serious relationships, and Zen's prolonged stare at Daphne raises the possibility that his response goes beyond simple shock. How this might impact Carter's reputation at Forrester Creations is an additional intriguing angle. Carter has made a lot of effort into regaining trust after he ultimately restored his reputation following the Quinn controversy. However, Carter's work and personal life may be in jeopardy if Zen reveals this new entanglement, particularly if Daphne is shown to have hidden agendas. Would Zen try to shield Carter from Daphne's potential games, or would he use this information as leverage? There have been ups and downs in their friendship, and this could either make it stronger or break it entirely. Not to mention Katie Logan, who is the wild card in all of this. The two of them might create an odd partnership to discover the truth if Zen relates what he witnessed, and she is already suspicious of Steffi and Daphne's secret. Katie has never been afraid to call out dishonesty, particularly when it concerns her family. Steffi's meticulously planned strategies could come crumbling down catastrophically if she and Zen swap notes. In the end, Zen's response was a turning point rather than merely a moment of astonishment. His discovery of Daphne and Carter's relationship has the potential to reveal several plot lines at once, regardless of whether he decides to act on what he witnessed or keeps it to himself for the time being. Will he reveal ulterior motives and emerge as an unexpected hero? Or will he become trapped in Daphne's web and be drawn into the drama himself? There is little doubt that Zen has become a pivotal figure in this developing story, and his next action could make all the difference. In her years in Los Angeles, Katie Logan had witnessed enough scandal, romantic betrayals, power struggles, and unexpected comebacks to make any tabloid editor sick to their stomach. But from the first time they met, there was something about Daphne Rose that annoyed her. Katie had initially attributed it to instincts for protection. Katie wasn't prepared to watch someone new come in and trigger another collapse at Forrester Creations, especially because Carter had already experienced his fair share of grief and Hope was still obviously having trouble with her own identity and emotions. However, Daphne's stay in town didn't feel fleeting as the days stretched into weeks. It felt systematic, in fact. Calculated. With a purpose. Furthermore, Katie Logan had never been one to disregard her instincts. When she discovered Daphne by herself in the design office, drinking tea as if she owned the space, browsing through her phone, and appearing far too at ease, she finally had her opportunity. As Katie entered the room, her voice lost its customary warmth. With a harsh tone, she stated, "We need to talk." Unsurprised, Daphne slowly raised her head. She put down her cup and added, "Of course we do. For weeks, you have been circling like a hawk." Katie folded her arms. "Therefore, let's not act as though this is a casual visit." "Stop acting, Daphne." "Really, why are you here?" Too calm, Daphne smiled, tilting her head. "I've already told everyone. Family. A new beginning. I had to leave my previous life behind." Katie remained still. "It's a charming tale. But as soon as I start making connections, it breaks down. When you accidentally ran into Carter at that charity gala, you knew precisely who he was. Additionally, you were able to become involved with Forrester business more quickly than other interns. I want to know the true endgame, but you're playing the long game." Katie noticed the steel beneath the charm for the first time when Daphne's smile dimmed. "Do you believe that I pose a threat?" Katie retorted, "I know you're hiding something. People don't simply go to Los Angeles and settle down for no apparent reason. Not with your history. Not when it comes to the links you've carefully avoided discussing." That struck a chord. Daphne's posture changed slightly, becoming guarded, and her eyes darkened. "You have no knowledge of my past." "Then tell me," Katie responded icily. "Prior to beginning my excavation. And I will, I assure you." Like static electricity, the tension lingered in the space. Daphne got up and walked slowly and deliberately toward Katie. All right, she murmured in a more subdued, sincere, or at least feigned, tone. You're looking for the truth? All right. I came here for more than simply a fresh start. I arrived to revise mine. Katie remained quiet, allowing Daphne to speak. I was up surrounded by power in the media, politics, and economy. I seen how individuals like Brooke and Ridge created legacies based on media spin and broken hearts. Bill Spencer's business rival was my father. Perhaps you are familiar with him. Stunned but not horrified, Katie blinked. You were able to identify Carter in this way. You've been keeping an eye on this family for some time. Daphne gave a nod. I grew up thinking that these folks were the enemy. However, I'm not here to destroy Forrester. What they have, I want. Have an impact. Command. A position in this world that I cannot lose. And you believed that luring Carter would get you in? Katie's voice rose as she accused. Daphne softened her attitude and said, no. I didn't anticipate falling in love with him. However, I did. The plan did not include that. And it's messy now. Katie laughed. You're rewriting your own script now, then? How did the girl who came here with a plan end up falling in love? After everything Carter has endured, do you believe he deserves that kind of chaos? Daphne's facade cracked as her face reddened. I never intended to cause harm to anyone. Katie retorted, but you are hurting people. I hope. Carter. Because she believes she can use you to gain control, even Steffi is being drawn into this. A glimmer of remorse flickered through Daphne as she gazed down. You believe that I am a villain. Katie took a step forward. I believe you have lost your sense of self. You don't belong anywhere near this family until you resolve that. Daphne didn't respond, so Katie turned to go after realizing the message had been received. However, she paused in the doorway. Do the proper thing if you care about Carter, and even a small portion of what you just said is accurate. Be honest with him. If you have to, leave. Because it will be more difficult to clean up the mess the longer you lie. If this were on screen, the camera may linger on Daphne's troubled face as Katie left. Her scheme was falling apart. She felt conflicted. Additionally, the web she had woven was beginning to enclose itself.